part 3 for that chapter 25, we're going to look at the urea cycle. So the biochemical pathway that produces urea for excretion. Remember we said that ammonia, NH3, is highly toxic to all living organisms and has to be eliminated. Well, fish are really actually lucky because they live in an aquatic environment, so the ammonia can diffuse out directly from their body to the surrounding water. If you're looking actually at reptiles and birds, well, they are going to be the one who make that kind of weird poop, which is a black little piece of feces, and you see a white spot. This is uric acid. Now, for mammals, they need to find other ways, which is intermediate in terms of the energy cost, the way they can get rid of ammonia, and they first need to convert it into a solution called ammonium ion, NH4+. This is non-toxic and excreted through urea via the urea cycle. How does it work? Well, conversion of ammonium to urea takes place in the liver. Urea is transported to the kidneys and then is going to go from the kidneys to the urine for excretion. Now, how does it go? Well, it starts with, of course, the energy investment. Ammonium ion, bicarbonate ion, and ATP combine to form carbamyl phosphate, and that takes place in the matrix of the mitochondrion. So I'm just asking you to understand just a summary. I'm not going to ask you all the steps, very complex. I provided them in the PDF lecture, so some of you like to see all the steps, but I will not ask you to memorize those. Summarizing the result of the urea cycle, where formation of urea from the carbon of CO2, carbon dioxide, the ammonium ion, NH4+, and one nitrogen to form the amino acid aspartate, and then is going to be eliminated through urine. Breaking of 4 high energy phosphate bonds to provide energy, and production of the citric acid cycle intermediates such as fumarate. Eventually, all of those amino acid carbon skeletons can be used to generate energy. But remember, we have still carbon atom in those proteins. So they can go through distinctive pathways such as pyruvate, acetyl coenzyme A, or one of the intermediates that we find into the citric acid cycle. Amino acids that are converted to acetoacetyl coenzyme A or acetyl coenzyme A enter the ketogenesis pathway, and we call those ketogenic amino acids. The one that proceed by way of oxaloacetate to the gluconeogenesis pathway, we name them as glucogenic amino acid. You need to know both of those, the distinction and the characteristic and definition. And this is just here, just a summary, just looking at here what happened to the carbon atoms. And you look at there, first you have some amino acid on the very left side, and then you see they can enter the citric acid cycle as intermediate in different steps and location. Just want you to know that they can enter as intermediate a different section of the citric acid cycle. We'll never ask you to know which one go exactly where onto that cycle.